Hello there guys, it's Joey. So this is a new beeswax candle for the store. This was a request, and this is the beeswax candle for the energies of Excalibur. Excalibur being the mythical sword from Arthurian legend. So this works its way into the Arthurian themed beeswax candle range now. I guess now it's a range because it started off being the sorceresses, and then we had an Arthur Pendragon and a Merlin, and now we have an Excalibur. So Excalibur is a sword of truth and justice, and it plays into Celtic mythology and Arthurian legend by placing the importance of a God-given weapon, a magical weapon, a mystical weapon that is bestowed upon the ruler, in this case the king, King Arthur, Arthur Pendragon, as a sign of his righteousness to rule. And in the mythos, it's actually the scabbard which is considered to be more potent, more powerful, that whilst he wears the scabbard he cannot bleed, he cannot die, and when he doesn't pay proper attention to the scabbard and rather focuses on just the sword, that is his beginning of his downfall, amongst other things. So truth, justice and purity are energies that are within the particular beeswax candle. Now with the beeswax we're limited on physical, visual, aesthetic. That's a mouthful, say that 3 times fast. So we depend on energies and scent and colour magic with the 3. I actually ordered this beeswax sheet. I shouldn't laugh. I've been going around going 1 sheet like the kitchen roll advert, because I ordered 1 sheet of beeswax for this particular candle. So if I'm chortling to myself, you know why. So it's an ivory cream for that energy of purity. So the Excalibur is bestowed upon the worthy, and like their soul is measured, and they are, you know, pure of heart and intention. And so the mythos goes to support that the mythical sword bestowed by the Lady of the Lake and the energies of magic that surround comes from a place of pure intention, pure heart, pure soul. It's a sword of truth and justice, and these are things that are given to be honourable within the energy of the king. They are desirable traits, and Excalibur is an outward symbol of these energies. So these spell energies are woven into the beeswax. The colour magic lends itself well to that, because not only is ivory and white a colour that we naturally associate with sort of purity and innocence, but inevitably Excalibur is a blade, it's a weapon, it's an instrument of death, and white to me is the original Death Shroud colour. So it has that duality, and often we can say, you know, that all of these things are a dual-edged sword. Like truth can be a dual-edged sword, justice can be as well, and how we perceive purity can be dual-edged, and it depends really on the intention behind what you're doing, the intention behind the intention, basically, and therefore all of that gets worked into the magic of the particular beeswax candle. Hopefully you can see the shimmy shimmy. I don't know if you can or not. I'm hoping so. It usually comes out better once the render is complete. I'll just move it about and hopefully you'll get a good visual. Is a gunmetal. It's a deep gunmetal shimmy shimmy, and that is woven into the beeswax, hand woven into the beeswax by me, to give it a visual aesthetic of being a blade, of the shine of the metal. And we have 3 obsidians in this particular beeswax, because the rest of the line is beeswax now, so it makes sense in terms of a brand aesthetic to stay the same crystal. But it works because obsidian is a fiery crystal. It can be used in a sort of aggressive forms or in defensive forms of magic, which is the same thing that can be said about about blades, about knives, about weapons, about swords, and Excalibur ultimately being a sword. So it works into that, as well as the cycles of life, death, and rebirth coming in threes, 3 being a very important energy within Celtic mythos. So that is the Excalibur beeswax candle, and many blessings.